Alrighty then, good morning people. Today we are working on LCD replacement on a Dell Chromebook 3100. Let's replacement on a Dell Chromebook 3100. Copy, paste. You know, I don't understand this whole YouTube live thing. Save. Okay, let's rock and roll. Grab my phone real quick. Hopefully someday I'll get it right. There we go. We're going to copy link. Now we're just gonna go and spam. Let's spam this mug. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And then no one done. And then no one done. And then just creating posts here. Give me 1 second, guys. We'll be on our way. And publish. All right. And let me just spam the group chats. Bam. You know, let me spam another group chat. There we go. Let's rock and roll. All right. First things first, what we want to do is remove the bottom cover. I already verified the condition of this LCD, but we can go ahead and take another look. As you can see, it is a no bueno. All right. All right, so let's rock and roll. First things first, I'm going to take my screwdriver, and notice we're missing a screw. So we're going to remove the bottom cover because we need to disconnect the battery. And this bottom cover is pretty easy to get off. It's not like the 3180s or the 3120s, even though the 3120s I feel like it's pretty easy as well, but this one's probably the easiest because all you need to do is unscrew it, dig your nails into the back. Now watch, it's not going to happen. Nope, that's what I thought. Of course, when I want to show you guys something, when I want to show something is easy, it's not easy. It doesn't become easy, or for some reason it says, nope, sorry, not going to happen. But usually, when we get this loose in the back, there we go. There we go. Now we should wiggle it off. Nice and easy, all right? Don't yank it off. All right, so first thing what we're gonna do is disconnect the battery. Bam. Battery's disconnected. Now we are going to separate the palm rest assembly, the bottom assembly, from the LCD assembly. So to do that, we need to, these screws look kind of stripped. Looks like somebody's been in here before. This is loose. This screw looks a little stripped. Someone's been in here. Let me see if we've done work on it in the past. Let's see. That one's done. Just scan. And survey says, let's check it out. No, I mean, yeah, no one in here's worked on it in the past. It's the first time coming to the shop. All right, that's a good thing on our behalf, because, or on our part, because Shows that we didn't do that. We didn't strip that screw. Somebody else did. Okay, so we're removing that. I'll put that there and I'll put this on this side. Organization is key when you're taking off these bits, pieces. You want to make sure you know the order of the screws that you take off and where they come from. I'm missing a tool. These guys were working here yesterday and I can't find a tool. I'm missing a tool. Where it went, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't see it. Alright, similar to this one, but smaller. Alright, so I would like it because I need it. It's very similar to these, but it's not these. Let me just use this one, I guess, for now. So there's adhesive. So I disconnected that, or I didn't disconnect it, but I lifted the locking lever, or whatever you want to call it. There's adhesive under there we gotta remove carefully, and then that comes off. All right, now we can separate. But now we can separate the top from the bottom by removing the LCD screws. And here's where we want to be careful. Make sure you take them off nice and easy, because the plastic parts on the palm rest assembly, they break very easily. The plastic pieces that retain the screw, I don't know where the screws into. All right, and then we can lift this slightly to get the hinges out of the way, and then we're free. All right, so next we want to remove this bezel. All right. All right, next we want to remove this bezel. We got to remove these mylar covers, or caps, whatever you want to call them. In the Dell service manual, they're called the mylar caps. So try to remove it nice and easy, because we want to reuse them. We don't want them to break, or we don't want to scratch them up. We don't want to dent them or anything like that. Sometimes that does happen, which is why I save a lot of them. Okay, that's nice and easy. All right. This one doesn't, I don't see it good right there. There we go. Nice and easy. Yeah, you're gonna scratch up the screw a little bit, but that's fine because it's gonna be covered. All right, let's unscrew this. Come on, mate. Come on. All right. Remember, keep track of your screws. The thread pitch of these screws on the bezel is the same thread pitch as the screws on the hinges. But if the hinge screws are a lot longer, if you put the hinge screws here, you're going to start going through the LCD back cover or top cover, and then you're going to have bumps on there. So make sure you keep track of your screws. All right, so now we get to separate the bezel from the top cover. I start by unsnapping or snapping this out first, and then I'll go in with the heat gun to soften the adhesive. There's nothing to this part, really. I move the hinges out of the way. All right. So now you can, so the thing about this is you can just remove it now without heating it up because the screen is already damaged. And what happens if you don't warm up the adhesive, you run the risk of damaging the LCD screen. So if you're just replacing the camera and not the LCD, then you'll want to use the heat gun so that you don't damage the LCD. But then you also want to be careful not to damage the bezel. So it's always safe just to use a heat gun. When you apply heat, you want to apply it evenly, so you're going to move around. And you want to touch it so that you can get an idea of how hot or how soft the adhesive is going to be. You don't want it too hot because you could warp the plastic. You just want it hot enough to soften that adhesive so that this will come off nice and easy without much force. Alright, that should be good. It's still kind of hard. Let me go in with missing. Nope, it's right there. Alright, let me go in with this guy. And be careful around the camera. There we go. This part's the hardest part, usually. Yeah, it's still pretty hard. I don't think we got it hot enough. Okay. Good. All right. Now we just need to separate this and this. One. Really? All right. There we go. And there's the bezel. Okay. So here we want to inspect the condition of these two screws here, making sure that they are still on there and they are not loose. They look fine. All right, so this is the screen we're going to be replacing. We can unscrew this. Hello? Where are you trying to go? Okay, so that's loose, and just gonna pry this up a little bit. All right, and then we're just gonna keep this kind of in place. All right, wait, hold it. So this connector is like, let me lift it up this way. There we go. Connector doesn't want to move much. All right, so now we got to remove, there's a few layers of tape here. Now we got this one here. Peel it off slowly, because when you come to the end, you don't want to run the risk of ripping off that connector. All right, then we got one more. This one's not that bad. It's just this one comes off easy, just like that. And I'll put this off in there to the side, and then we can unclip this here like that. And then we'll just pull it straight back. All right, you don't want to pull at any other angle, but back or out or straight out. Oh, we got to keep this guy here. This goes over here like that. All right, now we got to get the new LCD screen. All right. New LCD, brand new. All right, let's we gotta link it before we do anything. Before we install, we gotta link this thing. What is this one? 3100 screw broken. DY9G3 link. All right. Now we can install it. We'll just install it in the reverse order. So this is a little difficult because that connector is taped down. I mean, you can remove it, but just make sure you put it back. All right, so that goes in nice and straight. You have these two like pins on the connector that you got to make sure they line up with these holes. All right. All right, so that's in, and we're going to put this clip back in, snap it back into place. Snap. Come on, snap it. Did that snap? Yes. Snap, snap. Get that blue tape. Just like so. And then put this back on. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, so there's some guide pins. Set these up. Make sure these are all lined up. Now we're gonna get the screw. All the screws back in here. Remember to put the correct screw in there, otherwise you're gonna run into problems later. I don't think these are the same pitch as the LCD hinges. So I put each screw in. I don't tighten it all the way, you know, until I get the last one in, because you want to make sure it lines up. All right, this part's ready to go. Before we remove the protective film on here, we're going to prep the bezel. Let's go ahead and prep the bezel. All right, so to prep the bezel, we got to remove this adhesive. And where's the adhesive there? Oh, it stayed on the LCD. So to do that, the easiest way I found is to use some heat. Remember, you don't want a lot of heat because you could warp the bezel. don't want to warp the bezel. Stuff is really sticky, I tell you that. All right, cool. That's one side done. Easy peasy. Just like that. Just a little bit right here. Okay, we got this one. All right, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. All right, next thing we got to do is make sure there's no oils or any kind of residue left behind. So make sure we have a nice seal. So I just use 99% isopropyl alcohol to clean that up. All right, now all right, that's dry. We put on some new adhesive tape. This is 3M double-sided adhesive for like smartphones, electronics, whatever. You can get it right on Amazon. If you guys want the link, let me know. I'll share it. All right, I'm gonna get my blade and just slice it right over here. This part. Kind of went over on it. There we go. For these two sides. Okay. Last but not least, there's a couple of guide marks you're going to see at the corners. That one went on kind of crooked, but no big deal. And that went over a little bit, but again, no big deal. Okay. All right, now this is prepped. That's ready to go. We're going to remove the backing of the adhesive. Oh, what happened there? That was weird. Kind of like curled up. All right. All right. Cool. So now get this guy, and satisfying moment. Who just loves to peel this stuff off? When you get a new TV or some type of new electronic and you peel off that, it's just so satisfying. All right, so here we want to make sure this cable is in the right channel there, and then you got this tape there, so that way we don't pinch anything when we're putting on the bezel. It's gonna go on like that. So first I like to snap it into place before I press down. Oh, there's a magnet there trying to move everything. So we'll snap it into place first, and then I'll push down on the adhesive. All right, now go around. Oh, this one didn't snap in. Or did it? It did. Why does it feel like it's bulging over here? No, it doesn't. That's weird. All right. It doesn't look like it is, but it just feels. I don't know. It looks fine. Okay, now let's put these screws back in. Remember, don't put the LCD screws in here, because then you're just, it's not going to look good. You're going to have bumps on the top cover. Okay, this one. Okay, now the Mylar covers. Let's get these back on here. All right. Now for the palm rest assembly. All right, screws for the LCD hinges. We're going to start them. We're not going to put them in all the way yet because we want to make sure everything lines up. So you have arrows on the hinges indicating where to put the screws. If there is no arrow there, don't put a screw there. For example, I wish I could zoom in and show you, but I cannot. Not with this setup. So you got an arrow here, 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 arrow here, here, and here. And then you get these other screw holes that do not have arrows. This is for the bottom cover. Do not put screws there. And also, don't over tighten this. You could break the plastic. Gonna go over everything and check and double check. Always double, triple check. All right, that's in there. Now I want to connect this Wi-Fi adapter back on. Okay, snap, snap, snap. All right, now we'll put this guy on. Hi. Yeah, I can see why. Well, that screw is already stripped, so that's why it's stripping on me. It was, I should replace it. Let me replace it. Let me replace the screw. Let's replace that one. Where's my screws? Where are my screws at? I should be getting more parts today. And tools and parts. Okay, let's see, which one is it? Looks like an M2. I'm gonna replace it with this one here. Oh yeah, that's better. It's not the same color, but it's not stripped. Much better. All right, now for the LCD cable. Just gotta, so there's these like ears, and there's 2 tabs in there that you want to make sure those ears get past. You want to make sure that white line is also straight, and it lines up with the connector once you close it. So once you close this, you should not be able to see the white line. Just like that. And then we're going to push down on the cable, and then we're going to put this back on with the screw. All right, everything's connected except for the battery. Battery is the very last thing we want to do. We never want to work on this, especially with metal tools, before we're disconnecting the battery. All right, so let's connect the battery back on. Make sure this lines up nice and straight. You don't want to bend any of the pins. I've seen it happen. Please don't do that. All right. Okay, right there, ready? And we're in. And we're gonna get this cable back in here where it's supposed to go. Right there. Right there, okay? All right, now for the cover. Bottom cover. I'm missing a screw here, I don't know why. And I don't have these kind of screws. Yeah, I don't have those kind of screws. Should probably order some. All right, just snap it all back in. Screw everything back in. So that's one thing we're gonna add to the list is missing screws. So then, all right, time for the moment of truth. Let's do this. You gonna turn on? The charger. Get to the charger. Where's the charger? I know I have a charger here. I know no one took my charger. I don't remember where the... I should have